All 12 teams are in action this week for conference play. Here's a look at what the Mountain West head coaches have to say as they prepare for this weekend's games.
New Mexico 2-2, a very good football team. Obviously, they run the ball very well, 347 yards per game, but they're throwing it as well, and they can certainly do that. They're scoring 38 points a game, which puts them first in our conference. Lamar Jordan, I think the guy's a really good football player and does a lot of really special things out there, especially when the play breaks down. They have a system, they're very good at it, and then like in any offensive play, there's going to be breakdowns, and how do these guys extend plays? He does a really good job of that.
Year in and year out, going back a long time, very explosive offenses. Certainly it's taken a long time to get that whole package together, and they actually have continuity to a degree. I mean, that offense has really stayed the same. They got into a little bit more spread type offense late in the Chris Peterson era, but they still have all the flipping of personnel. They still have the different personnel groups. They still have the deceptive plays that they execute at a very high level. I mean, their bank of deceptive plays is better than anybody's in the country. They do a tremendous job.
With the Air Force, they're playing excellent defense right now. I think they've given up 58 yards in rushing defense, put them in one of the top rushing defenses in the country. They're running the ball well, you might expect, but also they've got a pretty potent passing game. Robinette's a big-time receiver, and Romine is throwing the ball well. They are 4-0. I think they're playing really well right now, and I know the Navy game is a big ball game for them. They handily defeated Navy. And so a lot to play for, big challenge, and I think we're playing well right now also.
I think they're exceptional on the back end. Their corners do a terrific job in man coverage. The safety is an outstanding player. I believe he was I thought we had some pretty good defensive players this past week, but he was one that was chosen, as the Mountain West Conference Player of the Week. He was very productive against us last year. And then you look with what they do at their front. I mean, they're only giving up like 130 yards a game rushing, which is incredible. And then you look at what they do at home, really impressive.
Fresno's arrival. The games have been exciting in the last couple of years, and obviously both teams could use a win right now. Both teams are dealing with injuries. I think it'll be a competitive game, and we're excited to get back out there and get going.
So their backs against the wall, our backs are against the wall. So in that sense, yeah, there's some similarities. We've got to go on the road and do it in Reno. We've been there and had some success the last couple of years. When everybody counted the dogs out 2 years ago, our guys showed up, and I expect our guys to show up this coming Saturday.
San Jose, I don't care about their record. That's a tough quarterback. That quarterback reminds me, he's been hit a lot this year, but he gets up. He reminds me of Sean Schroeder. Everyone had, even in the league, had a lot of respect for Schroeder because he always got up and he always kept playing. This kid's got a little bit of that in him. So we're going to need to bring it, and they got a bunch of skill positions that can make plays.
I certainly need to get it together and play our A game. We're playing an opponent that I think really played a heck of a game in just a battle against the University of Nevada, and I think they played their best game of the year. They threw the ball well. They ran the ball very well. Their defense did a good job putting pressure on Nevada's offense, and so they're coming off a big win in their program. So they're hot right now, and we know got to bring our
we didn't turn the ball over for the first time in 3 weeks, and we won a game for the first time in 3 weeks. We eliminated a lot of silly penalties, that had really hurt us the weeks before. We scored touchdowns when we got in the red zone, things that we struggled with weeks before. So, all those little things that are messaging that we're talking about all the time, we executed, and it resulted in a win. So it was a needed win. Proud of the way they did it. And, again, to have a young quarterback go in, watch the offense rally around them late in the game, to be able to say, okay, I know it's ugly, but we're just going to keep running it until this clock ticks. And eventually the dam broke and we got in there.
Some people will blitz on the snap. In other words, they won't give away the blitz, and they blitz on the snap, and they're counting on the coverage to be good enough that the blitz will eventually get there. We're of the opposite thought process. We want to hit the line of scrimmage on the snap so the quarterback knows the pressure's coming right from the start, which means he has to get rid of it quickly, or they better have really good protection up there for him to hold the ball. Now, I say that, and it's caused us problems this year that it hadn't caused in the past, because they're stepping back there and they're throwing it deep and they're catching it, where normally we would make more plays on the balls and he wouldn't throw it quite as good.
First of all, they, as I look at them offensively, they've obviously played a few quarterbacks, but the kid that they've settled on for right now is big, strong-armed, throws the ball down the field, and got some athleticism to him.
Look at the field. We got to make corrections, and we got to get ready for a good football team this week. Utah State is 2-3, but has had a difficult schedule defensively. They're probably going to be the best defense we've played up to this point. I know they lost some guys defensive last year, but they're very active and multiple in their 3-4.
Don't forget, you can watch these press conferences live right here on the Mountain West Network. From the Mountain West Network studio, I'm Stormy Bonantoni. Enjoy your weekend filled with Mountain West football.